everybody, welcome back. I wanted to share something sort of exciting today, or I think it's exciting. I just got in some acetate wired ribbon from France, and they are discontinuing the real acetate ribbon, and so that meant I had to buy all I could afford, of course. My husband doesn't understand that logic, but anyway, I wanted to share it with you and see if you all wanted to buy any. But anyway, this is not the hand-dyed ribbon that I usually use, but so I'm not an expert on the French ribbon. But anyway, I wanted to show you what I've done so far. I've made a few things. What I liked about the French ribbon is number one, the sheen that it has. It has such a pretty sheen, and then the variation in the colors is pretty. And then also, it's a bigger ribbon than I usually use. So I'll show you that, and then I am going to show you how to actually make the leaves and the roses and the filler flowers too in this. Here's the first one I started. I think it looks like a cow pie, but anyway, I wasn't too smoked with this one. Then I moved on to this one. I thought it was better. And then this one is actually my favorite. I like these leaves on here. But anyway, I'll show you the ribbon, and then I'm going to show you how to make the roses and how to make the leaves also, and the other accent flowers. So here's what all I ordered. They are already actually out of a lot of the sizes, and I compared this to the polyester ribbon, and this really is prettier. It really is a case where the real thing is much prettier. So these are the colors I bought, and if you'd like to buy some, then I'm offering 15% off to my YouTube and also on my blog. But anyway, the 15 millimeter is actually about 5/8, and so you can see the sheen and it's very pretty. So this is the 15 millimeter and 5/8, and it's $2.45 a yard. This is the 25 millimeter or 1 inch, and it's $2.55 a yard. And then this is the inch size, and it's $3.20 a yard. And I found that if you use painter's tape, that it's good because it's a low tack tape, and so it will hold your ribbon together without leaving a residue. But anyway, so all those prices would be 15% off. And so if you're interested, then you can just email me and I will send it right out to you. But here are the colors. And if you're interested in particular colors, then of course I'll send you pictures or whatever. But I just thought I would offer that since my husband wanted to know what I was going to do with hundreds of yards of this, since I usually dye my own ribbon. And he just didn't understand that they're discontinuing it, and you can't get much of it, and so I had to get all I could. So, okay. And you can see the difference. These are my old flowers with my hand dyed ribbon. So they're very similar, but they're a different look. Okay. So what I've done is, and as I say, I'm not an expert on this, but I haven't seen any other videos on people actually showing you how to do it. So this is about 1.5 yards of inch wide material. So you make one fold like that, and then you make another fold like that, and then from there you just start squeezing it, twisting it together, and kind of give it a little pinch a little bit to give it a little bit of texture. And now you can make these on a piece of crinoline, or you can just make them in your hand. And I actually I think it's easier to make them in your hand. But anyway, and you'll want to go ahead and play with that. And then get a little bit of movement in it. You don't want it to be just coiled up perfectly. And then just go ahead and take a little stitch at the base. And just come through the back side. And this is just kind of to hold it together. But of course with the wire, it stays together pretty well on its own. Okay, and then just continue to coil it. And I would probably do this a little bit better than I had, if I was doing it. I'm kind of speeding through it to show you. And give it a little, ever so often, just run your thread back through. And then continue to, one thing that, since I'm trying to show you I'm not doing as well, you need to keep the tops of the ribbon the same. Don't let it slide down like I really have done right there. You really want to keep it up level on the top. And then continue to twist it. And I think you really want to coil a good bit of it. Okay, and then sew it together at the base. And it really doesn't matter how messy it is on the back side. When you go through there, just try to catch several of the layers together. Okay, and when you have the center coiled up about the size you think you want it, then just lay your needle down. Use some old scissors and then pull the wire out, and then take a pair of old scissors and just catch the wire in the blade and wrap the wire around the scissors several times, and that way you don't lose the wire, and just pull the wire, and of course it gathers up your ribbon. And then from there, let me gather that up a little bit more. Okay, and then from there, you just start twisting your gather around. And you can see how that already looks like a rose. It's a little bit fiddly, but it's certainly not hard. And you might want to leave the scissors on your wire until you're sure that you don't need to gather it anymore. You can gather it with your fingers, but it tends to cut your fingers, and you might lose the wire, so it's better to secure it. Okay, so there you go. There's the basic idea, and then just depending on how big you want it, and then you'll come in here. I'm just holding this, but sew it back through the base again, and then just come in and kind of take your fingers and kind of, don't pinch it real tight, but just kind of work the petals so it has some movement. That's the main thing. The ribbon has so much sheen, and of course with it having two colors, then it has a lot of life anyway. But just kind of pinch ever so often, just kind of go in there and work the petals down and kind of open them up and work them to the outside like it's a blooming rose. And there you go. So, and you of course would work that more, but you saw how quick that was and how easy that was. So thank you very much, and I'm going to show you in the next video how to make the leaves. So bye bye, thanks.